PHP for loop is used to execute a block of HTML code. PHP for loop is used to execute a block of code specified number of times. Now, here is the general form to use for the loop in PHP. First is that we need to initialize. So let's just say I have here with me a for loop and followed by a for loop followed by the initialization. We call this one as initialization counter, and then next one will be having the condition checker followed by the incrementation. Okay, and then what will happen here will be on the code that will be executed once this line of code is being executed, or after it was executed. So what will be executed down here? Oops. So at this rate, we're going to code something here to be executed once it was running already, or if this line of code is already running. Now, let me just elaborate more about what are the parts or the syntax for this so-called for loop. Now, on the first part, the initialization counter is used to initialize the loop counter value. This step is executed only at once. Okay, this one. So this one is only executed at least once, or at once, I should say. And the other one will be on the condition checker. Now the condition checker is that this step is evaluated on each loop in iteration. So if it evaluates to true, then the loop continues. In the other word, the program control goes to inside the loop body to execute a block of code. And if it evaluates to false, then the loop ends. So in other words, the program control goes after the closing curly braces of the for loop. So what we're going to do here is that what you need to understand, I should say, is that on this part, it always find the value to be true. Okay? And after that, if this one returns to false, definitely the program will end. And the last one will be on the incrementation. Now this step is used to increase or decrease, okay, the value of the loop control variable every time before checking the condition. So what will happen here is that to what will be the condition on this area, if it's satisfied to be true, then this part will take place. If this one turns into false, that would depend, okay, that would depend on the possible condition that you're going to set. Then it might, of course, execute again the last step for this loop. Now, what we're going to do here right now is that I will give you an example of for loop that we can be using, or the things that we can use when it comes to the use of this for loop. Now, take note that this is just an example, or the syntax that we can be that we will be using every now and then. So this is how we're going to construct your for loop. At first, we need to start at PHP, like that, and then I'll start from the, of course, let's just say I'll go with an echo. So let me just print something out, h2. Or let's just say so at this rate, I'll start with my for, followed by the initialization. I'll start from $, and then let's just say p. This will be equivalent to 0, followed by the condition that I am going to do. So since I want to print from 1 to 10, I'll start, or let's just say, let's have a condition that p should be less than or equal to 10. So what will happen here is that we will be reaching 10. It's because of that equal sign. And after that, so if this condition is not yet met, then we can increase the value of p Let's say I have here $sign followed by a P and then the plus sign. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to print out the value of P, which is the use of an echo, oops, echo, and then we're going to print it out, P, followed by a space. I'm going to set a space here. Now make sure that you need to put on this semicolon, otherwise you'll have an error. Alright, so after this, after this, we can also set multiple lines of code that will be executed around. Now, if you can see on this area, I also have a problem because I was not able to include the proper execution or the code to be executed once these conditions are met. So let's start from opening curly bracket, cut this one, and then this one, paste. Then, so it will run directly on this area. So once this is executed, then it will execute also the ones below it. Okay, so aside from this, the thing that you need to understand here is that we can execute multiple lines of codes using this one. So I can start again right away with an example of echo, and then I can print out something like print by twos, like this, and of course I'll end it. Then I'll start right away with a for loop. Okay, so for this example, I can cite here again a $sign followed by the value of P will be equivalent to 2, and then what we're going to do here is that I'll set again the $sign P will be less than or equal to 20. Okay, and then we are going to increase the value of P by 2's. So what we'll do here is that I'll set here the $sign of P, and then I'm going to set an equal value followed by the thing that we're going to need for P to reach by 2's every now and then. So at this rate, I'm going to increase by 2. So meaning it will print out by 2's every now and then. And then of course, don't forget the curly bracket, and what we're going to initialize, or what we're going to initiate or run to if we are going to meet this. I mean, what are the things that we're going to execute once this is running already. For this example, I'm going to set here again the value of P, which is, I'll start with P, $sign P, like this, followed by the things that we're going to do again after that one. So it should be a space, so that's why I'm using a space right now. So this is already the space. There. Now make sure that you need to save this file on their proper place. Go with File, Save As, and then look for www, WAMP server, www, and then for this example, I set here for loop example, then save. So make sure it's a PHP file, otherwise you won't be able to search it if it's already in a different file format. Save. At this example, I'll be searching now my file, which is the localhost, followed by the loop example. Let me check. For loop example. It's for loop example .php. So this is now the output of our code. As you can see, the print outputs are in just one line. So what we're going to do here is that we put BRs on each area. So I'll go back with my Sublime Text here, and then I'm going to do here is just put an echo followed by a quotation, and then I'll set here BR. So make sure that you need to put a quotation on that part, and we're going to set a semicolon. Okay, so just the same, I'm just going to copy and paste this on, copy, and then put it here. So I'll set here copy, paste, and then paste. So even if we're going to remove this one, it's fine. So let's save this one, Oops. Let's save this one, and then we're going to refresh. There. So we have an output that looks like 0 to 10. It's because we set an example of, we set the condition to less than or equal to 10. That's why we have a value starting point of 0 going to 10, and at the same time we have here the value starting from 2, and we are only printing by 2's. So what will happen here is that once we reach 20, all the things that I have printed out is only by 2's. It means that this value had a sum or just an additional 2 every now and then, or by 2's every now and then. So this is one of the reasons why we have an output of this one. So we have here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 until we reach 20. At this rate, we can set that also, or we can fix that problem if we what we're going to do here is that I'm going to put a BR here. Let's just say I put a BR here, BR just like this, save, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to refresh. There. So I have now an output of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 until I reach 20. And this is how you're going to use the for loop.